Hammer game. Cause we always hit the nail on the head. What's going on, everybody? Somebody get in the chat so I know who all in here. Let me see who all's in the building. Yo, what's going on, boss? How you doing, man? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. What's going on, boss? What it do? What it do? All right, we got a few things to talk about tonight, man. 2 days from now, y'all already know, man. Thursday night, Miami is back. Miami is back, man. What's going on, Ray? How you doing, boss? I'm telling you, Miami is back. What's going on, boss? What's good? What's going on with you, man? Go Canes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, as y'all already know, man, 2 days from now, Miami will be playing UAB, Hard Rock Stadium, in front of 13,000 fans. Whew. And if you at home, you got to watch it on the ACC network. I mean, a lot of people ain't got ACC network. It is what it is. For the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to tell you guys how to get the ACC network for free. If you got a Fire Stick, you can watch it for free. If you got a Fire Stick and you don't know how to do it, then hit me up on Instagram and I'll walk you through it. Just hit me up on Instagram, Hurricane_T2Y. Hit me up on there and I'll walk you through how to get the ACC network for free on your Fire Stick. Now, you can also watch the game for free with Coach Coop. Coach Coop will have links to the game tomorrow, Thursday night, like he always does. So that's another way you could do it. Now, if you want to watch the links that Coach Coop give, but you don't want to watch it on your phone or on your computer, what you could do is you could log in. If you have a PS4 or Xbox, you can log in on there. You could go to the regular website, the regular browser on your PS4 or your Xbox. You could click on, YouTube.com. You could go to Coach Coop channel, click on his live, click on the description, click on one of the links, and then boom, you can watch it on your TV instead of watching it on your phone or watching it on your computer. That's another option. But if you have a Fire Stick and you want to, if you got a Fire Stick and you want to hook up with the Fire Stick, hit me up on Instagram and I'll show you how to get the 2 programs that I know of that you can watch the ACC network for free. And you don't have to sign up for nothing. Now, what's going on, boss? How you doing, Bob? What's going on with your BB? How you doing, boss? Got my boy Nick in the house. What's good, Nick? How you doing tonight, man? Yeah. Say Coop the plug. Yeah, Coop got the links, man. It's different options to watch the game. If you can't, watch the game, remember Coach Coop have links. And his watch party, y'all could chop it up with it. So, as you guys already know, right now, the South Carolina Gamecocks are under microscope. According to, a father, his son got basically jumped by 13 of his teammates. And basically the team try to throw it under the rug, wash it away, whatever, false police reports was reported and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go too much into it because, like they say, to every story, there's different sides. But the guy did put out a 30-minute long video, which he did with CBS News. So eventually this story will come to light. But I'm going to show you his side of the story. But I'm going to let you guys make your own decision on what's going on and everything like that. Because, like I said, there's 2 sides to every story. Now, the coaches and, everybody at South Carolina, nobody's saying nothing about it. So it is what it is. Right now, we just got what that guy's got to say about it. Oh, man. Hey, that's tough, man. I hope everything's okay, though, Nick. But let me go ahead and start this video. Like I said, the video is 30-minute long. So we're just going to, listen to what he got to say, hear what's really going on. And, eventually more stuff will come out about this.
Those football players that attacked my son from Mara Reynolds' home, those football players are Jamie Robinson, Joey Hunter, O'Donnell Fortune, John Dixon, Rashard Amos, Andre White, Dominic Hill, Mike Wyman, Rodriguez Fenton, Jamar Brown, Pierre Thomas, Rosendo Lewis Jr., Gilbert Edmond. Those young men did a lynching by mob, which is more than 2 or 3 that attacked one party. That was 13 University of South Carolina football players that attacked one player in a coordinated attack. I'll break down the layout what happened. I moved my son out to the University of South Carolina on August the 16th. August 16th, we move into the dormitory over there at Union. All right, August 17th, he goes over to visit a friend of his, Javon Benson, who went to Ridgeview High School with him, to go out there and say, hey, man, I'm on campus. I'm ready to go. Let's do this. This is a great moment for my son. This is a moment that he's waited for well over 10 years. And we were so excited to get him out there. But when he went over to the student housing at 650 Lincoln, which is student housing, located at 650 Lincoln Street on the University of South Carolina. He went over to visit Javon Benson, AJ Lawson, and you can track my son's timestamp entering the building with his friends being let in by Javon Benson. So he was visiting and authorized to be there as a University of South Carolina student. Now, while visiting there, they all go to Javon Benson's room, and they all hanging out in there. And when they're hanging out in there, he gets a phone. Somebody, young man gets a phone call. The phone call is from a young lady named Jasmine. But let me back you up first before I get there. I have to go back to August the 17th when he arrived there. August the 17th, he's there to see Javon Benson, AJ Lawson, and he's got his own party with him. While walking down the hallway, what happens is they pass by Jamie Robinson's room, they pass by John Dixon's room, and when they passed by, those individuals popped up out of nowhere and said, hey, did y'all open our room door? The only thing I'm saying right now to the public and to everybody that's listening, let's let the cameras speak for themselves. Let the cameras talk to you. Well, at that time, Jamie Robinson and John Dixon can be heard saying, hey, we're going to kick y'all's ass. At that time, I asked that we let the cameras speak again. You can see Jamie Robinson motioning. You can find Jamie Robinson pulling up his shirt as if to tell you there's something else going on down there up under his shirt. Again, let the cameras talk to you. At that time, that exchange of words right there, my son basically told him, he ain't gonna do shit. To me, as a parent, looking at that right now, that's a form of bullying. That's what Jamie Robinson and that's what John Dixon were doing. This is on August the 17th. Megan, your son was just walking by. You can let the camera speak to you. The cameras, he's just walking by with the party with AJ Lawson and Javon Benson. Let the cameras talk and see. If somebody opened the door, those cameras ain't gonna lie. Let the cameras speak on the 17th. So what happened then is they had an opportunity, they all exchanged words, and they went on. Well, my son tells his brother, and he tells his sister what happened. Oh, don't worry about it, no big deal. Well, I got to stop back by the dormitory again. I got to pick up my boys. So he picked up his boys. No altercation that day. Now, here comes the coordinated, premeditated act. The young lady in that group that was with my son, her name was Jasmine. Jasmine is key to this issue right now. What Jasmine did was help coordinate, help plot, and create the crime within the state of South Carolina, which is called lynching by a mob. She is an accessory, and she should be held accountable. So what happened with Jasmine is Jamie Robinson, John Dixon said, hey, when that young man right there comes back, let us know. Not to mention, they had to ask what his name was, because when he does return, it's now August the 22nd / the 23rd when this event goes down. Phone call comes in from Jasmine. I need to be let in. You can timestamp my son coming to that building at around right before midnight. You can timestamp him in the building, but then you can also timestamp him leaving out of the room by itself. Unbeknownstly, what's about to happen is you're about to get attacked. He's walking down the hallway. He's walking down there. He doesn't know what's going to happen. Jasmine tells him, come to this area of the parking garage. I'm going to be at this door. When you go to that area of the parking garage and at that door, you say to yourself, Mr. Hall, how do you know what happens next? Because the cameras can talk to us. You can look at the hasty movement of those individual football players on the way. Hey, he's in the building. We're hustling to that location. You can also let the cameras speak. They got the hoodies on. So to me, this is a key location that they probably used before, and they are using it again. Well, when my son goes down there and he opens that door, guess what? Guess who else he sees? Those football players, all the ones that I previously named: Jamie Robinson, Joey Hunter, O'Donnell Fortune, John Dixon, Rashad Amos, Zaquandre White, Dominic Hill, Mike Wyman, Rodriguez Fitton, Jamar Brown, Kier Thomas, Rosendo Lewis Jr., and Gilbert Edmond. Remember, we talked about the August 17th encounter with Jamie Robinson and John Dixon. Now we're on the August the 22nd and 23rd. Guess who initiates the attack? Jamie Robinson sucker punches him first. And then once he sucker punches him, my son tries to retreat, and he takes off running down the hallway. Mr. Hall, how do you know that? I was in the police station, the University of South Carolina Police Department. I was over there again after numerous trips on August the 31st. Major Myers works with the University of South Carolina Police Department. He said, Mr. Hall, we have validated that it is an assault level case. He sent me an email. He had the body cam on in there. All those things can be checked. I don't have to stress the story. I'm telling you where that. I got the email. I got everything in a packet that I will provide to you today. So now, back to the initiating of the attack. Jamie sucker punches him. He tries to retreat because you got 12 other individuals, and it's just you. You're away from your friends because you went to a key location. Now, let's talk about the regard for human life. You beat him and you stomp him and you leave him. That's criminal. That is criminal. You should be punished by the full extent of the law. When you left him there, no one offered to call an ambulance. No one offered to call a police. You got a young man that just got beat down in there. And you have to ask the question, where was the security in the building, and who was watching in locations of different areas in the building? There's nothing going on. Who's there? So for all the students that are housed at 650 Lincoln Building, which is student athletic housing, what are we saying about their safety? Their safety is in jeopardy. Now, let me fast forward a little bit. Let me go ahead and continue. Now, we got all that going on. They didn't left him. My son gets himself together. He calls his sister again, which he called on the 17th. He calls his brother on the 18th and says, I just got jumped. And he calls his friends that are up in the building that are unknowingly, like you, whoa, they're on the way. So all of a sudden, he's reconciling. This is happening within 5 to 10 minutes. Hey, are you good? He said, I'm good. A young man, first time in college, you get attacked within the first week on campus by some bullies that play the same defensive position that you play, and they attack you with 2 or 3 other linebackers and 2 running backs that you don't even know. That's either bullying or that's either hazing, but that's downright criminal, because that is called, in the state of South Carolina, I say again, that is called a lynching by mob, 2 or 3 or more. That's criminal. That's major crime. Now, let's continue. We get to that point. He gets his friends together. He goes up and asks someone, where does Jamie Robinson and John Dixon stay? Remember, we talked first about August 17th. Man, ain't nobody open y'all door. He don't know nothing about them. No clue about them. And again, I keep saying to everyone, let the cameras speak to you. Allow the cameras to tell you what I'm saying. To see, let it connect the dots. So the next thing that happens is, when we're there and you got to figure out this part of it, you got to ask yourself one thing. Okay, what does he go do? He's moving up to that location. He's trying to find them. And he's trying to say, hey, somebody tell me where they live at, because these boys just jumped me. Okay, somebody told him. He goes up to Jamie Robinson's room, find out where that room was at. He starts banging on that door. John Dixon has run into the room. He's scared. He's running inside the room. He's scared. He's running the room. You will be able to see by camera. My son just got lynched by a mob, but he's coming back looking for the one guy that on the 17th of August, threatening him, exchanging words. The 22nd/23rd, sucker punches him and starts a doggone lynch mob. He's back at that door to confront that young man. He's not going there to tear up anything in that young man's room. He's not up there for no reason other than, I want the one that got me in this situation. I don't know what you think about self-defense. I understand there are laws out there, but there's something also called a cause and effect. If you don't coordinate that attack, that premeditated attack, that assault, and carry it out, he never goes to your room, and we never meet here on camera. If he doesn't do that, that's criminal. What I need to say to the University of South Carolina is this. I know this is going to be hard for everyone. These are 13 scholarship guys that you're talking about. But it does not justify allowing the image of your university to rely on those criminals. Those young men should be dismissed from that school and expelled. They should never be allowed to a major college institution again, because just the mere understanding of what they were doing. Now, I have to stop here. Let's go back to what Major Miles said to me.
Okay. What happened when your son went to the door?
Yes. When my son went to that door, he's banging on that door. He's knocking on that door. He's kicking on that door. That the police officer, and I'm going to tell you more about this officer, Investigator Grant. He says he can be seen at the door. I asked him directly, did he kick the door open? No. Did he break the lock on the door? No. Well, what do you mean he's in there and you talking about burglary? He said, well, he entered his room. I said, how do you know someone didn't say come in? I said, because you got him initially at the door trying to make it come open. It don't come open, but then at some point it comes open. My son goes in, my son comes out. That's as much as you got with my son. My son now moves out and goes toward the elevator. Guess who he finds in that elevator? When that elevator door opened up, guess who was on that elevator? Jamie Robinson and the other parties that attacked him 20 minutes earlier. So right then, my son, see, he's a young man. And I've been in college a week. I'm not going to stand for this bullying. I'm not. If I sit here and do nothing, how many more times will this happen?
The end at that point?
No, you got a full-blown attack. You got a full-blown fight at that elevator. And what they say is, by law, while investigating a crime, if you come across another crime, it has to be documented and reported. It never was done. It was never done. Again, if you want to see how my son got to Jamie Robinson's room, you would first have to go back and follow his whole path to find out how he got there. To know, wait a minute. So my reason for saying, while investigating a crime, if you come across another crime, you have to document and report that crime. So right then he goes in there and he went right for Jamie Robinson. He don't care about nobody else. August 17th, Jamie Robinson threatening Moostins, threatening. August 22nd, 23rd, Jamie Robinson initiates the attack by sucker punching. He's only interested in Jamie Robinson. And so from that point right there, there's a full-out brawl going on. Now, let me add this to the conversation. I sent video and hung that video on my Facebook page of Jamie Robinson attacking a 16-year-old minor. Attacking a 16-year-old minor. This is on my Facebook. I have it. I can produce it. I can provide it to you all. I've also made it clear that, hey, anything that you all are saying that it's a big university, I understand it's too big. I mean, I understand this is trying time for everybody, but you got to remember, either you want quality or you want quantity. I would prefer quality over quantity. Those young men, what they did, that act, it was criminal. Now, after the fight occurred, to my son, it's over. But that's the 22nd and the 23rd. What's key here now is my son's first official day with the Gamecocks is on the 25th. Guess what happens on the 25th? If my son ain't reported it, y'all ain't reported it. My son walks into the training facility, and right then, my son is in the same situation he was when y'all attacked him. This is one young man versus 13 guys. He's in the same situation. So they know, they see him, and guess what they do? Once they see him, they stop practicing. Coach Terrence Robinson couldn't get them young men to practice because right then they were in the protect mode to save their ass. Oh my God, that's the guy we got into it with. Jamie Robinson, you are a liar. You coordinated it back on the 17th with that young lady named Jasmine. You told her to let you know when he came back on the 22nd and 23rd. Jamie Robinson, you are a liar. When you told your coach, that was your first time seeing that was the first time you didn't know who my son was. Mm-hmm. Young man, you coordinated in a premeditated act and attacked him. Because there's no way you are hustling from your room if you don't already know who he is. So don't tell your coach, Coach Terrence Robinson, on the 25th, there's a security risk in the building. What security risk? They were in panic mode. They were in mere panic mode, and they were trying to figure out, who is this young? Who are y'all talking about? They were talking about my son, Kamara Reynolds Hall. He's now on his first day on August the 25th. Fall camp. He the last wave of guys got cleared. He in there. He finna practice. If he ain't said nothing, how did you become the victim now? He didn't say a word. That was his first and last day there within 30 minutes. They labeled him a thief, and I'll talk to you about that article. I have that article here to provide to you all. They labeled him a crackhead. What? How do you do that to an 18-year-old? You slandered his name, you defamed him. The person who's responsible for that part of that is George Wynn, the director of football operations at the University of South Carolina. Puts out an article, distributes it amongst those athletic guys on that football team. Well, can we thank his parents for one and think about the image? There are young men on that team that have played against my son for years. Do you know how those articles went out that door to all those people? And then you times it time two, and then times it time infinity. That article spread like wildfire.
Basically, the coach went up to him and said, "You're on the team."
Told him, turn your stuff in. You out of here.
So didn't even get practice.
Didn't even get a practice. George Wynn and Coach Terrence Robinson, y'all tore the core of my son out of him. He waited for this his whole life. You offered him a PWO, which is a preferred walk-on opportunity, which means that he pays his own expense. I am a veteran of the military over 20 years. I am tuition free in the state of South Carolina. That money that he was going to school off of was what I earned from serving this great country and serving this state of South Carolina as well, being my last duty location. So he wasn't there on scholarship. Everything he got, he had to earn it. Coach Terrence Robinson told him, if you're gonna come, if you get into the university with no help from us, you good. Coach Terrence Robinson kept his word. Coach Terrence Robinson said, you get in there, you good, you're gonna start you up. We'll get you on the team and you good. Coach Terrence Robinson kept his word until those 13 criminals realized, oh shit, excuse my language there. Oh shit, he does play football here. Now we got to save face. I would love for you to go and get a look at the footage of the time that he was in that practice facility to see how those young men would not practice. They stood there in awe, trying to figure out what the story to come up with. So they called and labeled him, say he been stealing in 650 Lincoln. He don't have to steal in 650 Lincoln. He just moved on campus on August the 16th. August the 17th, he's seeing his friend, so he ain't got time to steal. So we know that's a story that you're coming up with to save face. Now, the adults in the room should have said, hey, let's investigate this. But that was his first and his last practice. And then you got to also throw this in, the slander and defamation that George Wynn, the director of football operations, did to him.
Talk about how your son is doing now.
Well, the current state of my son right now is mentally he's affected. He doesn't really want. He's not at this point where you're talking somebody that's gonna harm themselves. He's not gonna harm himself. He's just withdrawn right now because the embarrassment of the accomplishment that he had at the major stage of his football career, and it's gone. And he did, and he's not responsible. So the current state that I would tell you is concerning because I can't really tell you. I can't really engage him because if I talk to him, he's reactive. If I come up there and ask him if he's all right, he's like, no, I'm good. I said, man, I got to do this interview, young man. He said, Dad, I can't do it. He said, it's just too much on me. So I asked this mother. I said, hey, I need you to check on him. I need you to check on him. Told the sister, check on him. I can't tell you what's wrong with him. Because I got to go and find out myself. They did him wrong. They tore the core out of my son, and that's why I'm here. And it's fine to have them think that you're going to sweep this under the rug. During this investigation, when we went over on August the 27th to the University of South Carolina Police Department, all I asked is everybody listen to the body cams when I came over there. Listen to my conversation. We are here to file an assault report. They didn't even take the damn report. You don't read a victim Miranda rights. You didn't summon us to come over there. We came on our own. You don't do him like that. We told you in that recording, in that body cam recording, we're here to do an assault report. I stressed that the whole time. So when I was concerned about it, I challenged them on it. I said, well, let me call SLED. I'm going to leave out of the room and go call SLED. Guess what the guy does? He tried to tell my son, strong arm him and say, hey, well, he stopped the chase right now. I know I got you up here at the guy's room. God damn it, didn't I tell you he was here to talk about the assault? And then when I kept coming back, so I'm there on the 27th. I returned back on the 29th. Still no police report. When I returned with that police report, and when I returned to that with the bogus case number he gave me, it was a bogus case number, and I still have it right here in my pocket. It's in these documents. You don't give a victim. You don't read a victim Miranda rights. You don't do a violation like that. What rules are y'all following there? So my question here right now is, Investigator Pratt should be fired because this is a victim. Do you know we were there on the 27th to report that assault? Do you know we just now heard from someone on September the 4th? From there, that big gap right there. Do you know we just heard from somebody to say, hey, let us get a victim statement? Unheard of. Do you know Investigator Graff threatened me because she saw my daughter on the video coming in and left my daughter downstairs with her boyfriend and told her, they stayed there and went outside, but he threatened to call DSS. Do you know he carried that out on the 3rd? Called DSS and said, my daughter should be filed for child neglect. But let me point you back to something again. Let's let the cameras speak. Let those cameras speak. That investigator Grant also in their reporting, you cannot investigate 2 crimes at one time. Not even the same chain of command. I want everyone to look at the incident report. Look at where they say Graff reported to his boss, Lieutenant McKellar. McKellar's in his chain of command, but McKellar wrote the incident report. The incident report says the incident report says it was written at 9 o'clock on the 27th. That's a lie. I was still in the building at 9 o'clock over there. You couldn't have wrote it on the 27th of August at 9 o'clock. I was still there. How do we prove this? Let's let the camera speak. I know I was there.
Just to finish, what did you do? What are your?
I want justice. I want those 13 criminals that attacked my son on August 22nd and the 23rd. I want them held accountable and prosecuted under the law of the South Carolina law that says lynching by a mob. I need them prosecuted. I also want the world to know is if you arrest my son, You need to arrest all of them. And on the date of August the 31st, when you told me it was validated, that same day that you told me it was validated and it was a lynching by mob, why are those young men not picked up as of today? If you validated it and you told me with the body cam on, why are they still running free? Let me tell you why, and then you'll understand. They had the first game on September 26th. I had an attorney that was going to represent me. Guess what the attorney told me? Why don't you just let all of this go away? Why don't you not do the victims report? Are you doggone crazy? Are you out your mind? I said, I tell you what, you're fired. I don't need your services. You asking me to let my son mental state, emotional state, let alone his big day taken from him. This ain't about football. This is about a criminal act of South Carolina lynching by a mob. I want them prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Now, the other thing that I want, I'm asking SLED to get involved, remove the University of South Carolina from this whole picture because they got undue control over this whole matter because the University of South Carolina Police Department works for the university itself. So we need an outside independent agency to come in. The agency that I'm recommending to come in there is Richland County Sheriff Department Leon Lott. I can trust that guy will do the right thing. And if you arrest my son, arrest them all.
Thank you, Travis. Here, let me get you
Yes.
All right, let me just get a couple shots of you, and then we will. So I can't stay the whole day. I gotta go to Kershaw for this. So I'm running around. But, okay.
This is who I'm defending.
All right, y'all. So basically, that's the interview that he did with CBS. What's going on, Polk County? No,
And I'm seeking justice. This is the young man that was attacked by
so basically at South Carolina,
I've already named. Why walking down the hall?
that's pretty much it.
Joey Hunter, Jamie Robinson, Joey Hunter.
All right, so basically, this story came out that 13 players from South Carolina Gamecocks basically jumped his son on two occasions. They jumped him one time in the parking lot, and they jumped him a second time in front of an elevator. Now, according to him, there's a girl involved by the name of Jasmine. She's the one that helped coordinate these attacks. So, according to him, as you guys can see, he said that he reported it. They're basically trying to, push it under the rug because this is football time. He's hired a lawyer to, take care of the situation. And even the lawyer is telling him, why don't you just let this go? Well, first of all, as a father, his son is being slandered, being called a thief. Now his son lost his opportunity to play football because of these 13 guys. So he basically said it himself. He's seeking justice for his son. Now, initially when this story came out, nobody was covering it. As you guys know, everybody wants college football, especially in, South Carolina. That is something they thrive on. So nobody was trying to report it. Nobody was trying to put it out. None of the big news network or anything took it up until he posted this on Facebook, and it started to get a little buzz. So right now, the bigger names are starting to pick it up because I see the story with SI, which is Sports Illustrated. Sports Illustrated, about 5 hours ago, they did an article on this situation, and they're leaving links to the actual video of him, giving this interview and everything. So eventually, ESPN and some other big names are going to pick it up, maybe, CNN and stuff like that. And then it's going to go to the point where South Carolina will have no choice but to, investigate and say something about it. See, in his situation, all he wants is justice for his son. Because if you look at the situation, his son has been robbed an opportunity to play football. His son is not on scholarship, so his son was a walk-on, which the money is coming out of his pocket to pay for his son's future at South Carolina. So I'm guessing these 13 football players looked at his son, didn't know who he were, this and that, and they basically, thought he was a pushover. But then when he showed up to practice, knowing what they did, they like, oh shit, we messed up. But, they went to the coaches and told the coaches that, hey, this guy's a thief. This guy stole from us, this and that. So he got dismissed 30 minutes of being in his first practice at South Carolina. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But right now, this guy, like, his son is not speaking up because his son, it's traumatizing. But he wants justice for his son. He's being a father. Like I said, I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link to this video in the description of the video once we're finished. So if anybody wants to see it or watch it for themselves, get an understanding of what's going on, then you can do that. But also you got to keep in mind too, there's two sides to every story. So we have not heard the other guy's story. Now the SI story is up right now. So there are other networks and websites and stuff like that that's starting to share this. So it's starting to get a little buzz. So eventually South Carolina can't just walk away from this. Because eventually, to the beginning, that's what they was doing. Even the police gave this guy a false case number. Basically, they gave him a case number that never existed. So nothing would have ever came of this unless he spoke up. Unless he did this interview with CBS, none of this would have ever came to light. It would have just went on. It would have been swept under the rug. His son would have been, his name would have been defaced. A lot of universities and stuff would look at him as a thief, and that would be it. But like I said, more network are starting to pick it up. They're talking about it. South Carolina walk-on allegedly assaulted by 13 of his teammates last week, and the incident is currently under investigation. Trevor Hill took to Facebook Monday to say his son, freshman walk-on, I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, that's tough. But that's his son. That's his son name right there. Was assaulted by 13 of his Gamecock teammates. Hall name number of players on it in Facebook posts. The University of South Carolina department confirmed to Sports Illustrated that athletic director Ray Tanner and head coach Will Muschamp has been made aware of that. They have been made aware of the allegations, and because of the ongoing investigation by the USCPD, declined to comment. So basically, that's the post that's on Twitter right now. By if you want to go check that out, you'll see which is I'm guessing Carolina Sports 365. It's on Twitter, so anybody want to check that out. But it's basically the interview we just watched. Now, in that interview, he mentioned a couple names. Yo, what's going on, Zoe? Yeah, but in that interview, he mentioned a couple names. Now, the main name on this list was Jamie Robinson. Let me share that with you guys so you guys can see who he was talking about. So basically, this is the guy he's talking about. Sophomore. He's from Leesburg, Georgia. Jamie Robinson. He's a defensive back. This is the guy that basically initiated the attack, according to the father in the video, Jamie Robinson. Now, I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody that wants to come in and give their opinions and thoughts on the whole event. But like I said, man, this is basically what happened. You know, everything right now is alleged because they're being investigated and all that stuff, and we'll find out how that go. But that's basically what the guy had to say. He did with that 30-minute interview. The link is in the chat for anybody want to come in and give their thoughts on this. You don't have to come in with a camera on. You could come in with just audio, or or you can come on with the camera too. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. But the link is in the chat, so anybody wants to give their thoughts and opinion on this, then you come on in. But like he's saying, though, these are 13 guys. Now, a couple of those guys are starters. A couple of them are backup. And 13, this is 13 players, so this is a very significant amount when it comes to, game time. It's going to affect the team a lot. It's going to affect their team a lot. And now the whole university, the police at the university, even the lawyer that he hired was trying to tell him, yo, just let it go, sweep it under the rug. Like, are you kidding me? This is not your son. This is not, you just want football to happen. So if I hire a lawyer to basically, defend my son, and he's telling me, oh, just let it go, let it go because it's football here. It's South Carolina. That's crazy to me, man. That's crazy. But like I said, the link is in the chat. Anybody want to give their thoughts and opinion on that interview, then let me know. Also, I'm going to pull up some of the players, the names that he brought up, that, those 13 players that jump his son or whatever, so you guys could, basically get a view of, what's going on. Now, the crime that he wants them to be charged with, I think it's called lynching by mob, which when you first hear lynching, what comes to mind is, somebody being hung or something like that. But in South Carolina, it's totally different. Basically, these malicious attack by 2 people or more is what they consider lynching. What's going on, Lenoir? But that's what they considered lynching. If you're getting jumped by 2 people or more, that's what they label it in South Carolina. So when initially when you see the title or you see lynching or something like that, you're going to click on it because you're like, dang, 13 players lynched somebody in North Carolina. Did they hung somebody or something like that? Come to find out, that his own teammates jumped him 2 times on 2 occasions. Now, I'm going to look back into the video and get these names and pull up these players so you guys can see.
And the 23rd of this year. Those football players that attack my son tomorrow in his home, those football players are Jamie Robinson, Joey Hunter.
Okay, so we got the next name on the list is Joey Hunter. Uh, So I'll try to find these names for you guys so you guys can see who these people are. But the next name on the list is Joey Hunter. So let's see if we can find Joey Hunter. Oh, there we go, Mr. Joey Hunter. So the first guy was Jamie Robbins. Then you got this guy right here. This is the second guy that, a part of the 13 players that jumped him, allegedly. But according to the father, it's all on tape. It's all on video. So for anybody that wants to, see and saying that he's not lying or whatever, then, it's tough. Now, nobody really knows why they jumped him. They haven't came out and said why they jumped him. But from what I'm hearing is, I guess he walked by their dorm room or something, and one of the guys came out the room. They came through the hall, and one of the guys came out the room and said, "Did one of y'all open my door?" And they was like, "Nah." And then they had like a little altercation, a little chit chat or whatever, where one of the guys, Jamie Hunter, I guess lift up his shirt, and if you do that in the hood, basically that's saying, "Hey, I'm strapped. You don't want no problem. Keep it moving." So that's what he did to him. I guess so. He talked to the girl at the that basically there's a girl that let people into that hallway. You know how those dorm rooms are set, so you got to get in. You basically got to get through her to get in. So what they did now is they told her, whenever this guy comes back here, let me know. So basically, when he came back, they formulated an attack on him. So they knew he was going to be there because she called and let them know. All right. Okay, so that's the second guy on that list. Let me bring up a couple more of them for you.
O'Donnell Fortune.
Next one on the list is O'Donnell Fortune. Like I said, I don't know none of these guys, so we just gotta go through the list until we run into their names. Hold on. Let me put the link in the chat for Zoe. Yeah, the link is in the chat, Zoe. Just click on it. But okay, back to O'Donnell Fortune. Here we go, O'Donnell Fortune. Like he said, 13 players attacked his son. Here you have O'Donnell Fortune, which is a freshman, 6'1", number 25, 175. I think that's going a little too extreme. He said death penalty for South Carolina, at least 3-year shutdown. I doubt they do all that. I doubt much come from this. Yo, what's going on, Zoe?
What's good with your T2? What's going on, everybody in the chat? That hasn't been the first time that's happened up in Columbia. They just cover a lot of shit up in Columbia because it's the capital and Gamecocks make so much money. But it's a lot of things that go on up here when it comes to football players. Even at the HBCU school like Benedict and Allen, those same type of things go on when certain players jump on certain players or beat certain players up. This time it just happened to be caught on tape. It's been all over the news today up here. I live in Columbia. It's been all over the news today. I won't be surprised if the coach get fired, Muschamp get fired, and if they don't have a season. Like it's going to be serious consequences. But could you imagine this happening at Miami? It would be on MSNBC, Dateline, Fox News.
Oh,
It would it
the
would be everywhere.
the second it happened, it would have been all over the place. It would have been everywhere.
When they consider lynching is a federal offense. It's not a state offense. It's not state. It's federal. And lynching is that's what they consider lynching is two or more people jumping on somebody, beating somebody up, and harming them in a significant manner. That's a federal charge. So all of these guys are going to be charged on a federal level, not on the state level. Um, it's sad that whole career.
You you
Your
going in
whole
you
career.
going in and out.
I'm driving. I'll be home in like 30 seconds. But it's sad that you can lose your whole career, your whole life over a fight where you and your friends fight one guy. You know, that's when you have to have better morals and standards about yourself. And all of these guys are going to be kicked off the program. And more than likely, I'm not going to say they're going to do prison time, but more than likely, all of them are going to do some type of jail time, or maybe they're going to do some type of jail time, um, and lose scholarships, and is going to be they're going to have tough times.
Yeah, you going in and out again.
These are no choices, an adult, and whatever the altercation was about, it most definitely was worth. How many you said it was? 12, 13 guys jumping on one guy?
13.
Yeah, on one guy. Like, where does that doesn't regulate for me? It doesn't take, and then they're all football players.
And I
You know,
think to it, I mean, this don't justify it, but they didn't know that he was on the team. But that don't justify it at all what they did, regardless if he was or not.
yeah, I mean, even if like you said, whether or not he was on a football team or whether or not he was, walking downtown Columbia. In the dorms, you have to realize, like, the University of South Carolina is in a neighborhood to where they're right downtown Columbia by the courthouse. It's not it's in an affluent neighborhood. You're not going to get away with anything down here at all. Let alone it's right across from the state house. It's a street from the state house, basically. So you're not going to get away with anything down there when it comes to violent crime. Football team.
Yeah, you totally frozen right now.
My bad. I'm about to walk in. Hold on. Just give me a second. You got to talk. I'm about to walk in and jump on my Wi-Fi. That's what happens. I'm kicking it back and forth in between my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, man. But this whole situation, and see how they try to just, put it under the rug.
Oh, they won't. But they won't be able to sweep that under the rug. That won't.
Yeah, you still kind of chippy.
I'm switching to my Wi-Fi now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but this is another guy on that list that, the dude out of the 13, John Dixon.
Am I good now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, I had to switch to my Wi-Fi. When I had my Wi-Fi on in the car, which I shouldn't, so I was riding through neighborhoods, but I'm just getting off work. Had to go to Walmart. Crazy. But no, you can't. Those listen, man. And I know, and you know, I'm the biggest proponent in defending kids. You know, on things that they do. But this right here, this you can't. There's no defense. There's no defense for them on this. And like I say, like you said, it doesn't matter if it was a football player or a regular student or a homeless guy in the street. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You're risking your. These guys, all these guys have lost everything, like serious, and now they may lose their freedom. Behind what? Even if he lifted his shirt up, USC dorms, you are not getting a gun in USC dorms. Not in their dorms. You're not. That campus is. I wish I could bring you up here and show you that campus. It's first off, it's a beautiful campus. It's huge, but it is so secure. And if this would have happened at Benedict or Allen, I wouldn't have been surprised because you know HBCUs they don't have the money or the resources to have the type of security that they have. But at a school like the University of South Carolina that has 35, 40,000 students, maybe 50, that has an alumni base so huge and has all the money in the world. They have so much money, and it's a medical school. No, I wouldn't. I would not have expected this. I would have expected all these guys to get caught with Lamborghinis first. You know, I'm serious to get and to do something like this, right? And that lets you know right now the leadership of Will Muschamp. Because how to have one or two fights, yeah. But to have 13 guys, how many of those guys actually respect their coach? You know?
Yeah, man. That's a tough situation, man. Let me pull up one more of this name real quick.
Does Deion Sanders son play for South Carolina? Does he have a son that plays for South Carolina? Did he get drafted by them? Did he come in last year? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I know that, like I say, the Gamecocks. I mean, they're not like they're a SEC. They're not SEC power, but they have won the SEC East recently. They won under who was the coach when they won? Steve Spurrier. You know, they did win the SEC East under Steve Spurrier. And then they went down a little bit after that, and then they hired Will Muschamp, hoping they would come back. They have the money to hire any coach that they want to hire. The problem is it's not a I don't know. They have more money than Clemson, so why they're not just as successful as Clemson, I have no idea, because they have way more money than Clemson. Like, it's not even close. It's night and day. You know, it's not like Clemson's a private school like Miami. Clemson's still a public school, you know, and they don't have the boosters like Miami has. So why they're not competitive with Clemson, I have no idea. And they have way more money than Miami. I mean, way more money than the University of Clemson.
I'm trying to grab these names real quick. Hold on, Zoe.
Joey Powers, O'Donnell Fortune, John Dixon, Rashard Amon.
Hold on. So the next name he said is a guy named Rashard. I'm trying to pull these guys up to basically like give you an image of, you know, how many of these guys, what they size, you know, that jumped on this one kid. But as a father, you know, you send your son, and this the kind of stuff that happens on his, you know, first week. He hasn't even made it to a practice yet, and the whole team already jumped him.
Now you know, I'm hoping his father isn't trying to get rich off of this. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, if you get a little lawsuit, but I hope you're not trying to get rich off of this. That's what I'm hoping. Like,
okay, so there you go.
I got jumped in high school a couple of times by more than 13.
I got jumped for situations I ain't even had no part of.
Yeah, so I'm hoping he's not trying to get some type of big lawsuit out of this, because I don't know how you can hold the university a liability. The university can't be liable for every single thing. It's like somebody. It's like you throw a party at your house, and then it's a fight in the front yard, and somebody jumps somebody. Does that make you liable? It does legally, but I mean, like you cannot hold. They're gonna fight. Will Muschamp would be fighting. That's
You know,
almost.
the way I see it though, the thing is he report this to them and they try to pretend like they didn't hear it or nothing until now that it's in the press and they right now they haven't even released any statements or anything. Now they're going to investigate it because they're in the light. But even when he reported it to
How long ago did it happen?
since the 27th of August.
Okay, now
Actually,
that,
not
that
the 22nd. I'm sorry.
so
They
I
jumped
don't know
him.
if
They jumped him on the 22nd, and then they jumped him again on the 23rd.
do we know that it wasn't being investigated, or is he saying it wasn't being investigated?
They gave him a case number, which he had an investigator look into it. Come to find out, the case number is fake. Everything, they weren't doing nothing. So when he started coming out and talking about it, then they came up with a fake report and everything, and stuff's not matching up.
Yeah, I
And
haven't
now
read
they're trying to
it.
cover their ass like they did report it, but really they didn't.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the reports. I can tell you this here. I wouldn't have got jumped twice.
From what he's saying is the first time he got jumped, he went back to the guy that he know started it, the guy that punched him first, which is Jamie Robinson. So he went straight to Jamie Robinson room to try to confront him because he just got jumped by 13 people, but he knew who started it, so he was going to go to fight him by himself.
I'm not. Do you think Jamie Robinson is gonna have one person in that room? I'm not going to nobody. If I got jumped by 13 people, I'm not going to seek out one person at his room because I'm pretty sure this is college. You know they're gonna have friends in their room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't do that. I mean, you don't go to the guy. You can't, even though you know he's the one who started it, and you want to catch a one-on-one fade. You can't go to his room because you're gonna get jumped again. Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have friends in his room.
That goes to show you too. You get jumped by 13 guys, like Redhead said. You get jumped by 13 guys, and you're able to come back to get jumped again. It got to say something about those 13 guys. It must have been the softest jump you ever received.
Or was it really a jump?
They're showing footages.
I'm saying, was it really a jump? I mean,
they have it on camera.
I'm saying, did you see the footage? I haven't seen it.
I seen one, but I couldn't see it clearly. But they was jumping them, but I couldn't see clearly.
Yeah, because I know 13 of my people jumped. You going to the hospital? You ain't getting up and walking away.
Exactly. So that just goes to show you how soft the Gamecocks is.
I'm not gonna say that. I want to see the whole tape to see if it was really 13 guys who really put hands and feet on them.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, I want to see if it was. But either way, if it was nobody tried to stop it and break it up, I'm not defending any of the 13 guys. I'm just saying I wonder if it was really 13 guys who jumped them. I have to see the video to see if it was really 13 guys who jumped them.
Right.
Because I mean, 13 guys. I know if me and my nephew jump somebody, they gotta be pretty bad to get up and walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, 13 guys. I mean, it could be that could be the case. I don't know. Like I said, I live up here, and I know a few Gamecocks. I know a few alumni, but they're not even going to know stuff like that. That stuff is going to be. The Gamecocks have been crooked for a long time. They've been crooked for a long time. This is why they don't win. I remember watching Lattimore drive a brand new expedition when he was at South Carolina, and his parents were broke. I remember Jadeveon Clowney. His father was in prison. His mother didn't have no money. He's for Rock Hill, driving a brand new Camaro. while he's going to USC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, these guys have been crooked for a very long time, man.
863. They didn't release any photos of his face.
See, that's my thing. See, that's why I get mad at the father. Because if 863 got a great point, if he got jumped by 13 guys and you got all this videotape, right? That's why I say I have to play devil's advocate on this. If you got jumped by 13 guys, you have all this video tape. Your son didn't go to the hospital. You don't have any pictures of his face or anything. There's no bruises or nothing. Like, what really happened? What really happened? There's always two sides to a story. What really happened? Because
according to the father, he had a private investigator. So all of it's on camera.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm with 863 on 13 people jump you. If 13 girls jump my daughter, her face is at least gonna be bruised up or whatever. Why haven't you shown any pictures of your son's face? Are there any photos of his face, of his body, busted lip, bruised ribs or anything? No pictures of nothing.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
I mean, he's doing a lot of talking. But I want thank you 863 because I never even thought about that. I want to see I want to see how he looks after being jumped by 13 people. I got to see. I want to see.
Hey, you know what's crazy too? Most of the guys that he's naming that jumped him, most of them from Florida. I mean, it ain't
so
funny.
that
Most of these guys
that's showing how soft the Gamecocks are, or how soft Florida people are.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man.
I know it ain't tough. That ain't tough. That ain't tough. That's not tough there now.
Hey, Taylor said his son is Thanos.
I want to see how he looks. Like if 13 people jump me, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be bruised up. Some, and I'm black as hell.
He said he made it to practice next week too. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. So it ain't something's not right by that. Something is not sitting. Something that's real funny. Something is not sitting right with that.
Right.
Something is not sitting right. There is no way me, you, 863, 786, Orange and Green Blood, you take 13 of us and we jump somebody, unless he's a damn rock or something. He got the coronavirus now, so we might even be able to take him. I don't know if he's sick or not. You know what I'm saying? But 13 of us jump one person and they don't walk away with a bruise or nothing. Who was he, Bruce Lee? He must bruise on the inside. He cried at me. He bruised on the inside.
Hold on. Let me get this next name. Okay, Mike Wyman. Oh man, that's crazy. And it's crazy because the father got a whole list of every single person on there.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure his son gave him names. With no bruises.
I'm gonna try to search his son too to see if they posted any pictures of him.
Yeah, I mean, why would you? There is no there. I'm getting more and more skeptical of. I'm not saying he didn't get jumped, but I mean he making it seem like his son got beat down, like he's about to die or something. I'm not saying he didn't get jumped, but that's kind of odd, for him to get jumped by 13 people twice and still go to practice.
Yeah. Mike Wyman.
He's from North Carolina.
Man, that's tough. North Carolina, he's a wide receiver, 6'2", 200 pounds. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
To me, To me, I just can't. I can't say that it's exactly the way his father said that. That's just hard to say that. How you get jumped? So you got jumped by 26 people, 13 people twice.
Yeah, he got jumped by the same 13 people twice.
That's 26 people though. That's 26 with no bruises.
That's
I don't know, T2. Why
like I said, I haven't seen his son, so I don't know if he do have any bruises.
But see, if he's posting all of this, if your son got jumped and had bruises, wouldn't you be showing that too?
Yeah. I'm hold on, let me get this other name. Rodriguez. Sound like he says spitting or something like that.
He has every name, but he has not one photo of his son.
I don't know. Oh, I think I just seen it.
If anybody in the chat disagree with me, let me know. I'm on my phone, so I can't see the chat.
Hold on, let me run that last name back because I ain't quite.
Rodriguez spent something. It was an S, so you might just want to go down to S's or whatever. Well, they don't have it in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
How they not have it in alphabetical order?
They might do. I probably just okay. Oh, here we go. By name. Okay, so last name start with an S, I think.
Yeah.
You got a lot of players on this depth chart.
Hey, I'm pretty sure they got an 85-man roster. It should be after T.
Yeah, I'm looking at all.
It should be after ST.
I'm looking at all the last names that start with S though, but
I'm saying it should be after ST. It should be. Was it Rodriguez spitting or something like that? Spitting.
yeah,
I don't see no Rodriguez.
Hold on, let me play it again just to make sure. Yeah, it sounds like he said Rodriguez spitting.
Or Roderick spitting, something like that. See if you see something, just look for R. Just look for R by the S's. That's what you look for, the R. See whatever you find with an R by the S's. That's all I can. And they get T's now, so I don't see no. I see Shy or he might have said Ortino Smith. That's what he might have said. That's about as close I can see.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So
that's what he probably said.
That's another one. So he's a red shirt junior. What else we got on here? Said something Tamar Brown.
I'm about to get up off of here. I'm about to go take me a shower, man. I'm tired, man. I just wanted to call in and try to chime in on this a little bit since I live up here.
Yeah, I'm thinking in a couple of days
today, but I haven't really had a chance to look at it. I don't know if they're players. I'm not a Gamecock. I don't follow the Gamecock. So
that's another one. He's from Fort Lauderdale too.
Man, them boys in Florida must can't fight, cause God dang. It hasn't been one that you picked up from South Carolina now. They're from North Carolina and Florida. So goodness gracious. Are they that soft in Florida, man? Are they that soft in Florida? They can't fight no more, man. Just use guns now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So I don't know what they doing.
I know if you or all your brothers, you know if you were 13, you or 12, your brother jump somebody, they ain't gonna be in the walkway and fight again for a while.
I'm laying the people's elbow and everything.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Hey,
Hold on,
everybody
let
put
me
their prayers in for Dwayne Johnson and his family, man. Pretty sure everybody heard about that.
hold on. What happened?
Everybody send y'all prayers for Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his family.
Oh, the Corona situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his whole family, wife and kids, and everybody got it.
Yo, y'all put the prayer chat, the prayer hands up in the chat for Dwayne the Rock Johnson. His family got Corona, so he's dealing with that right now. So y'all throw them prayer hands up for Dwayne the Rock
Yeah,
Johnson.
him and his family. He has it as well.
Him and his family.
Him, his wife, and his 2 young daughters. So yeah, y'all put the
Let me see this other name.
Pierre Thomas.
Sound like he said Tierra Thomas.
he definitely did say Thomas. So hey,
Man,
T2, I'm gonna get up out of here, bro.
yeah, I'm hoping this ain't another. I hope this ain't another Florida guy, man.
I'm bet $100. Let's bet $100. Let's bet $100.
I ain't been. I wouldn't be surprised if it's another Florida guy because it seems like all the Florida guys on the team hanging out now. There we go. Yep, Miami, Florida.
God!
God damn, and this is a big one too.
Oh my God!
That's a big one right there. Red shirts, senior, Miami, Florida.
Hey, I would hate for Uncle Lou to get a hold of this roster, man. Look at
This who I learned that story from this morning. Uncle Lou, I guess he was talking about it.
I'm just saying, I would hate for him to get a hold of the roster and see how many Florida players. Would you don't pull it about 6 players and about 4 to 6 that been from Florida?
Oh my God. The majority of them from Florida.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Lewis Jr. Let me see.
You got me intrigued now.
Don't be from Florida, man. Come on. Don't be from Florida. What do you say, Lewis? Daddy. Oh, there we go, Lewis.
West Palm Beach? Is that West Palm Beach, Florida?
Deerfield Beach.
Deerfield Beach.
Man, come on, man.
You know what you did? You know what you did when you said them boys up in South Carolina must be soft. What you did was you cursed Florida when you said that.
Oh man.
What's the kid's name that got jumped?
Hall. Hold on. I'm gonna pull him up in a second.
I want to see where he's from now. He better not be from South Carolina. He better not be from South Carolina.
Hold on. Gilbert Edmond.
Oh my.
Edmond, don't be from Florida, boy. Don't be from Florida.
Oh my God, we taking bets now. How many from Florida?
Florida, man. Come on. Edmond. Fort Pierce. God, Lee, man. Another Florida boy.
What the fuck?
Another Florida boy, man. Fort Pierce.
Oh my goodness.
And he a freshman too. Turn that TV off. Oh, no. Let me see if he named any more.
I'm not even gonna be able to fly my fucking hurricane flags in Columbia. I'm not even gonna be able to fly my flags in Columbia.
Yeah, so that was the last one. Now let me look up his son.
12 of the 13 was from Florida.
Yep.
The other was for Greensboro, North Carolina. By the way,
Daddy, you don't let me watch TV.
hell, the other kid gotta be from Florida too. He gotta be tough enough to be from Florida to take that.
Yeah, his name Kimura Ronalds Hill.
Where's he from?
I'm about to look him up now because it don't say where he from. I'm about to Google him. Man, that's crazy though. That boy was a walk-on, man. His daddy paid for him to go there too.
Yep, he about to get paid now. He about to get some money.
He's a cornerback too. 5'11", 175 pounds.
Where's he from? He's from South Carolina. If he's a walk, he's a walk, and he's from South Carolina.
Hold on, let me pull that.
If he's a walk on, he's from South Carolina.
Yeah, 247 Sports got him. Gamecock hard commit. He committed back in January.
Where's he from?
He's Columbia.
He's from here.
Yeah,
What
he's
school
from
did he go
South
to? Did he go to
Carolina.
Spring Valley? What school did he go to? He didn't go to Valley.
Ridgeview.
Ridgeview. That's right up the street. That's right. I used to go to Ridgeview.
His player rating, he's a 2-star.
I'm about to show you so you don't think I'm playing. I'm about to show you so you don't think I'm playing now. I'm about to show you the coach at Ridgeview. My first year, we almost won the state championship. I'm about to show you so you don't think I'm playing. Where's my Ridgeview? What my Ridgeview? Here you go. Coach Oliver, Ridgeview High School. Here we go. I don't dare clip the camera. I don't dare clip the camera. Hold on. What's it say Ridgeview at? Ridgeview. See that 2007 Ridgeview Blazers?
Okay, I see.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
See Coach Oliver?
That's the year I graduated.
Yeah. I used to coach at Ridgeview, man. I used to coach at Ridgeview. And guess what? Guess what?
Get him to take the snack until I'm ready.
He from the he from the good neighborhood. So he took an ass with my bunch of thugs. Because Ridgeview, Spring Valley, my daughter goes to Spring Valley, Ridgeview right the street from my house, Spring Valley, Blythewood, and Westwood. Those are all preppy schools, basically. So they let a preppy school boy survive an ass whooping by how many?
13. And I'm looking at the schools that offered him. He only had 4 offers, which is Appalachian State. I don't even know how to even pronounce that college. North Carolina A&T. So he basically walked on to South Carolina.
Because he wanted to play. He probably would get a 1 year. My champ probably told him to walk on for 1 year and see what he do. See if he can earn a scholarship.
Yeah, his dad is a veteran, a 20-year veteran. So, the tuition and everything would have been free for him.
Okay.
So that's the route that they took. Have him walk on. So he could use the military.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy though.
I had a little kid. That's a kid at a school that I used to coach at. Isn't that a coincidence? Goodness gracious.
I'm trying to see if they have any photos of his, injuries or anything.
And my daughter got me these lights for my house. The little light, you see how the lights they change colors and shit. I'm the shit now. I got remote control lights.
Man.
Colors. They change color and shit. Oh bad, man. All my lights change colors. Can't tell me nothing now.
Yeah, they're not showing no photos of him from the injury.
I can take this here, man. When we fucking with the Ridgeview play, I used to coach there. I'm telling y'all thought all playing. I'm gonna tell them be tough. And you probably look the same. That's crazy.
Hold on, they got another video out too. I guess they recently put that one out.
Yeah. his father probably stayed right up the street from me. I probably know his daddy. Because he's on for Richmond, so I probably know his daddy. His daddy probably stayed right up the street from me.
Yeah, they just put out another video. I'm gonna share that one too.
I'll come back in to watch. I'm about to take my shower. I got to work in the morning. So, hey, man, good luck, man. Appreciate everybody.
In the media, I haven't seen anything in the newspapers yet. That doesn't make something legit or not legit. I'm not saying that, but I don't know that his claims are being treated with a lot of I don't know if people believe it. I'll put it that way. You know, I don't know if people are trusting what Travis Hall is saying here. And you look at the video, and you can't really tell what's going on. I mean, you see a bunch of guys jumping around and doing something. You really can't tell what they're doing. So I don't know what this is going to lead to, if anything. As we told you last night, we had a statement from South Carolina. Nothing since. But you had a chance today on 2 occasions to talk to Mr. Hall.
I have. I have spoken with Travis Hall a couple of times because, as you said, most outlets do not seem to be taking his claim seriously at this point. Well, these are serious allegations. Now, what we don't know, we do not have the clear picture, and we do not have all sides of the story. And so I hesitate, I mentioned this to Mr. Hall today, I hesitate to come out and speak too freely about these things until I have interviewed multiple sources. But I did get a couple of questions answered from Mr. Hall today that were important to us as we saw this story start to develop, in that why would you come public now? What is going on in the investigation that made you dissatisfied, that made you feel like you need to go outside of the campus police department? So I do have a few things. So I do have a few things, and I'll just tell you, I really like everybody to stay tuned obviously to, these stations are great stations are great affiliates here, and our website, sportstalksc.com. What I'd like to do is create a timeline and then get a lot of different vantage points, viewpoints, quotes, comments, even if there are no comments. I feel like I owe it to a lot of sources to at least allow them to receive the information I have and then say, well, we're not going to comment at it.
What'd you say, Zo?
You was getting a lot of echo in the background. Then it stopped.
Hold on, I think off my mic when I do it.
I will do that. But as to the question, one of the important questions, why would Mr. Hall go public? Why did he feel the need to do that? After the alleged assault took place, I believe it was on the 23rd is the date that we have. Mr. Hall followed up with the campus police to see what was happening. He had filed complaints on 3 different occasions, and he said on August 27th, while they were to check on the assault report, one of the inspectors there for the campus police department did not want to discuss the report, wanted instead to talk about the vandalism, which took place at Jamie Robinson's room, which now has been, I believe, widely reported. And this led Mr. Hall to believe none of this was being taken seriously. They supplied Mr. Hall a case number at that time. And and the word was, Mr. Hall, you can follow up on your complaint with this case number, and you can track the investigation. When he went back to follow, and I have some names here that I don't want to release yet until they've had a chance to speak. Someone else that the campus police department let Mr. Hall know, according to Mr. Hall, no, that's not a real case number. That's a bogus case number. There is no such case. So the complaint was not logged into the system. So Mr. Hall at that time felt the need to go outside the campus police department, start contacting people in the county, and go to the media with what he knew, because he felt like the campus police were not doing their due diligence, and his son wasn't being treated fairly, perhaps because football players were involved. Now, that, with respect to Mr. Hall, that is one side of the story at this moment, and I am going to follow it tomorrow. I did not have any more time today. That was right up until the bell when we had to go. So everybody put a pin in that, if you would, and I will continue to do my due diligence and reach out to the necessary sources here and at least come back with some no comments tomorrow.
What do you think is the end game here?
I think he wants, Mr. Hall wants this allegation, this assault, to be taken seriously. He wants it properly investigated. To his belief, he believes that there is enough video evidence and, I guess, witness testimony to bring charges to prove that multiple players at 650 Lincoln were involved in an attack. And to this point, obviously, we all know there's no.
Yeah.
Do you believe it's enough from the video that you saw? Because I didn't see a video. From the video that.
Nah, I just seen his interview. They haven't showed us the actual video.
Right now, to be honest with you, if there's not a video, I can't jump to a conclusion.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling people. Like, make your own decision on what's going on, but just keep in mind this is all alleged.
Yeah, I can't jump to a conclusion.
Everything, this side, the player side hasn't come out yet. So I'm just showing what's out
I'm
there.
just saying, me personally, unless he's Luke Cage or something like that.
Well, your volume just went all the way down.
Can you hear me?
Nah, we could barely hear you. It sounds like you just lost all sound.
I'm gonna say this real quick, like, hopefully you can hear me a little bit. From my opinion, unless he's Luke Cage or somebody, I don't see him getting jumped by 13 people twice and not sustaining no bruises or nothing. So
Yeah.
I can't. Me personally, I know if 13 people jump me, I'm gonna see some bruise. I'm gonna be bruised up a little bit, something.
Yeah.
So, especially twice within a couple of days.
Yeah, they like I said, they haven't released no videos. They haven't showed any of his pictures or anything like that of what happened.
That's the first thing the father should have did. That's if you feel like your son got jumped by if I know he got jumped like that, he's gonna be beat. I'm gonna release photos.
You remember a while back with the Chris Brown and Rihanna situation? At first they was talking about it and everybody was like, whatever happened, this, that, and the third. And then when they released the photos of Rihanna's face, that's when everything went crazy.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that video and that them pictures and everything. You gotta get a reaction out of America for something to happen.
But Rihanna didn't. But Rihanna didn't want to press charges. It was her people that finally that took the pictures and press charges.
Right.
That's the difference. He wants to. That's like Tory Lane's girlfriend. She didn't want to press charges until Tory Lane went on TV and kept talking. And then she was like, you know what? This is what happened.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But they know she got shot. This guy, I'm not saying he didn't get jumped. I'm just saying, did he get jumped by 13 guys? And was it that severe? Because if it was that severe, I would be showing pictures if it was my son. If it was my son and I wasn't getting answers, the pictures would be all over WIS News.
Hey, Orange Green Blood says, "Oh, you too short to get jumped. They'd have to slump you."
Wow. On that note, man, I'm taking me a shower. Orange Green Blood, I would say something bad. I'm about to hit Orange Green Blood like this here. That's why you look like a skinny, slim, shady Kane. Yeah.
Oh man, hold on. Let them finish this video.
Hey, I'm out, man. I'm gonna talk to you,
We
man.
received last night from
All right, man.
I think was there is an ongoing investigation. So we know what the side is going to be from Ray Tanner, Will Muschamp, the university, that the investigation is ongoing. Inside the campus police department, I think Mr. Hall is of the belief there really was no serious investigation inside the campus police
And
department.
that's why part of his comments yesterday included the words cover up and things like that. And so we'll just have to wait and see. Again, nothing more from USC side of this thing. And Will Muschamp is not scheduled to talk to the media until after the scrimmage on Saturday. And we don't know of any players being suspended. We don't know of any players who are in trouble or anything like that. So it's really just wait and see. Do you think, having talked to him, I'm not asking you to be judge and jury here, but do you think this is a potential serious case, or do you think this is just as the naysayers are saying, this is just a guy trying to get his 15 minutes of fame, and this will go away and nothing will come from it?
When I look at that video, Phil, multiple videos, by the way, multiple videos, as far as I would go, is I would say something's going on here. Now, I guess we could all say, well, we were all college students once, and it was not unusual maybe to see a physical altercation, but this looks pretty serious when you start piecing the videos together. Now, I don't know whose side is where and how many guys are there, or truly, I understand that some players have been named. I can't recognize the players from the back of their head, so I'm not going to talk about it in that way. But if you were to ask me, is there anything serious? If I would think, just as a normal U.S. citizen, there should be an investigation into anything where somebody takes a beating and then there's video evidence of it. I think there should at the very least be an investigation, but that's until I can get more. That's as far as I'll take it. I'm kind of agnostic about this. Again, with all due respect to everybody that I'm questioning or have questioned, I'm completely agnostic. I want to let the facts bear out. And it looks to me like it's serious enough to talk about. It's serious enough to follow up on. But as to specifically what happened, I don't know. I find the allegation serious, especially if Travis Hall was supplied a case number that turned out to be bogus.
Well, I've seen two pieces of video. I've seen the video that had a whole bunch of guys doing something in a group in a tight area, congregating and agitated. It was blurry. It was not, you couldn't pick out anybody. I mean, I couldn't recognize them anyway. And then I've seen a second video that shows it looks like two guys scuffling in a hallway, two guys throwing down on one another. It's clear that these are two guys exchanging punches in a hallway, apparently I'm assuming this is 650 Lincoln. So at the very least, Will Muschamp has a problem with a fight inside the football players' living quarters. The question is, how many? Was it one-on-one? Was it a group on one? Was it? Again, I'm looking at this little repeat video. It's a little 3-second clip. It just plays over and over again. That was sent to us. We got this from the mother of a player who sent this to us, and she said, "Please watch the video the parent posted. Where are the 13 players fighting his son? This guy should be ashamed of himself. Clear case of defamation of character." This came from one of the mothers of one of the players. So, I mean, I don't know. This is, you get the feeling he's going to continue to push this thing publicly, that he's going to do what he can to make sure it doesn't go away.
Yes, now that Travis Hall has gone public, I certainly get the sense that he will be heard. He will be heard, and it's again, it's just as you just said, at the very least, there was a fight somewhere. And in an era of COVID, we are so naive sometimes, aren't we, Phil? We were thinking the players would keep their distance. Well, whatever's going on, there is fisticuffs in the players' dorm. That is not COVID friendly, and that's college, and I think not fighting. I'm saying we could expect that they weren't necessarily all going to be socially distant, but this is serious enough just because there was a serious physical altercation at the players' dorm. That much cannot be denied at this point.
Yeah, at the very least, this piece of video depicts two guys going at it and other guys standing around watching. You know how it used to be when you were in grammar school and two kids would get in a fight. Everybody would gather around, fight, here they go. And nobody would be willing to step in and help. They want to see you, beat each other's brains out. So, again, I can't identify the players, and maybe somebody can who looks at this video in slow motion and with a tighter shot. But there obviously was an issue there at some point within the last couple of weeks. Now, this says August 22nd, August 23rd. So we'll just see if this is something that rises to the level where Muschamp and Ray Tanner feel like something needs to be done. Okay, but as of today, nothing more from that. So that is still going on. Two pieces of recruiting news.
Get out, bro. Get out, bro.
Oh, you can't really tell nothing from this. From that video, you can't really tell nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Until they from that little video we just seen, the little clip with them going to the elevator, you can't really tell nothing. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what's gonna happen. But like he was telling them to do is look at the video from the hallways and all those cameras that's in those dorm rooms and dorm room areas. So that's what he's basically telling them to do. So because he said he had a private investigator that gathered all that footage and all that stuff. So eventually all of it will come out. The University of South Carolina, they'll do what they do, make their decisions on what they're gonna do, whether it's punishing the players, whether it's dismissing this whole story and accusation and all that stuff altogether. But we'll find out in the future, man. Right now, at first they were sweeping it under the rug. Well, right now it's the center of attention, so they gonna have to address it. So they say they're doing their investigation, so we'll find out later on. I mean, whatever I find out later on, I'll probably do like a little 2-3 minute video and let y'all know what happened. But anyways, man, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. You know, Miami Hurricane football about to start, man. 2 days away. 2 days away, man. 2 days away. Like, y'all just don't know, man. I'm so excited right now because we had a long off season, man. At one point, we didn't even know we was going to be at this point right now. We didn't even know whether we would have football at all. So I'm just happy to see that, you know, we 2 days away. And UAB, we're going to beat the brakes off y'all, man. We're going to beat the brakes off UAB, man. But anyways, man, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. You know, thank you for all the love. Thank you for everybody, you know, hitting that like button. You know, thanks for everybody who show love and everything like that. You know, man. But I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a good night. You know, it's all about the you, baby. It's all about the you.